Okay, so these are a couple of organic forms. Forms means that they're gonna look three-dimensional when I'm done. It's just regular old 80-pound paper that I'm using. I plan my drawing using #2 pencil. I have an eraser handy in case I need it. And then I have an assortment of colored pencils that have already been sharpened. Maybe not a complete assortment, but certainly enough to get me going. And the idea being that once these are finished using a full range of value, I will make them appear as if they're three-dimensional, okay? That's what value work shading does. And in the meantime, we can have some experience blending colors. On the back, well, on the back of this sheet, say, let me show you as a warm-up activity what you need to be doing. It only takes a few seconds, but make sure that you can easily achieve a full range of value, dark to light, the first time. It helps if you can do it right the first time. Putting one color next to another and maybe with a slight little bit of overlap, you can see the potential for blending colors right there. Where the blue intersects the red, you get a very deep violet. Here's an unusual color. It's kind of an orange with a lot of white added to it. It's a higher value color than the other two. It's lighter. I don't necessarily see anything much new with that new color there, but there is a slight change in color where the blending occurs. So on the back as a warm-up activity, please do that, okay? You do not have to use the same color for each one of these, but just remember the steps involved. Draw your shape. Organics are derived from nature. They are not man-made. They typically don't have a lot of straight lines making them up. Draw your shape. Lay your color down lightly within the shape, tightly to the edges. Go over it lightly to finish up filling and getting color right where it needs to be. Okay, turn the paper as required. And then go in for your darker values. I decided to put a darker value there. I might put one there. I might put one there. I might put one there, one there. I can add them as I go. I might put a darker value there. I'm aiming for the undersides of things, one there, and maybe a little bit there. Working from dark to light, let's add our middle values and see this come together as something three-dimensional. You don't have to do this all at once. Work kind of slowly. There, dark to light, dark to light. Am I done with that little corner of the piece? Nope. Will I come back? Yes. Why am I building the surface little bit by little bit? So I can watch my progress and stop it when I feel I need to, okay? Don't rush this, take your time. Here's another one. I'm gonna jump around a little bit. I will be coming back here. Here's another one, dark to light. I'm using a controlled scribble. I'm going around and around oftentimes. Turn the paper with your left hand to make sure that you can get that right hand, that pencil in the right hand, exactly where you need it to be. If you're going dark to light, make sure you have plenty of light left over. Don't get rid of all those nice light areas, okay? I think I'm going to bring that shadow up a little farther along that leg there. Am I done with that? Nope. Will I come back to it? Yes, I will. Add a little bit of shadow right there. Dark to light. And so it goes. Would I like to blend colors? I would. Do you have to blend colors? No. Why would you blend colors? For learning purposes, to learn how to blend. Secondarily, the viewer, that's whoever's looking at your work, probably gets a good deal more enjoyment and pleasure from seeing you creating new colors from old, okay? It's just a richer, more interesting surface, more varied, different, if you can create new colors. Not sure I like that. If you lean back or hold the piece away from you at a viewing distance to see it a bit farther away than normal, perhaps it's easier to spot mistakes. It's also easier to spot those areas that are working quite well. Turning the paper over to its side, coming in with my right hand. I'm going to do a little shading off that dark middle edge, Reinforce that right there so I don't lose that line. You can see I've already added a little shade to one side of each of these bumps. Okay, gonna go over here, dark to light, dark to light. Turn the paper, dark to light. Bring that shadow up a little farther. Put a little shadow here, not much, just a little bit to define that edge and make it pop. Okay, a little rough in the middle, let's smooth that out. Very light pressure to smooth. So light that you don't really darken it much. You only smooth it, do not darken it. You need those lighter areas. Can you add highlights with eraser? You probably can. Let's try it out. In these areas that are already light, with eraser as a drawing tool, you can lift up on areas of color if you wish to make them a little brighter. Is it real noticeable? Not real noticeable, but I am picking up color on the eraser, and that's kind of the point. So eraser's not going to work well with darker areas, but it will work okay with lighter areas. I see this area got a little bit fuzzy. I might add a little bit of color right there. It could be that I'll go ahead and do a little bit of blending here or not, but you see how what it was flat, two-dimensional. What it is now is three-dimensional. Through shading, we added that additional dimension of depth, okay, from top to bottom, from front to back. Down here, you can see, once again, with one color, I've already begun to draw in both my light and my dark values. The dark values help me to know how to transition from dark to light. That's that adjustment of pressure. Is it a perfect application of dark so I know exactly where all the middle values are going to go? Nope. Do I work my way along and kind of understand this as it develops? Yep. Do I have to have my attention on it as I do that, as I understand it developing and make changes to make it better? Yep, I have to have my focus on it. I can talk. I'm talking to you, right? But I can't stop and break my focus. My eyes are on this thing in front of me, okay? No apologies. That's just how you create good work. Keep your focus. Coming in off this left edge of this spiraling form, little dark to light there, little dark to light there, very small, just to give that a sense of roundness, okay? Bring that on over here. Maybe a little bit of a rounding of that edge with a little dark to light, not a lot. Perfect, no. Can I come back to it? Yes. Can I blend with it? Yes. Blend other colors? Sure. Will that improve it? Probably. You see what I'm thinking? I'm thinking, how am I going to make it better? So this would be, when it's finished, your two organic forms, okay? Now I want you to notice something. This area right here, as far as filling this design space in an interesting way, this space, pretty empty. I'm going to correct that real fast, but I'm not going to invest a lot of time or energy. I kind of very lightly drew something here. I'm going to go back and see if I can find it. It's very light. I don't know if you can see it under the camera. It looks like a little tiny pipe, and I'm going to tie a string around it there, put a little knot in the string, a little loose string right there. It's hanging from a string here. So as small as that is, it helps to fill that empty space, makes that a more interesting piece, gives me a smaller object against which I can play off my bigger objects. And of course, even though it's small, it accepts color and shade just like everything else does for a better picture, okay? Now, you try.